Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not new, welcome back. So today's video is going to be another video that is the first of a new series that I will be doing every first Friday of the month, where I show you how I pretty much do my financial planning for the month. So before I get into the planner and show you all the ins and outs and everything, I just want to give you kind of prices on things that I pretty much use. So this planner I got from Target. This is a med or mead, I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but I got this from Target for I believe like 12 or 13 bucks. And this is a weekly monthly planner, and this one is a planner that goes from July 2017 to June 2018. So the few sticker books that I use, if you guys watch other budgeters on YouTube, you guys know that sticker books and buying stickers from Etsy and different things like that is very popular. I'm not too much of a person that needs like stickers everywhere, but stickers do help me to pretty much kind of stay on track, and it just makes the planner not look so plain. So I'll give you the prices of everything and kind of where I pretty much got them from. So this is a Recollections Creative Year sticker book, and as you can see, it comes with almost 1,100 stickers. And this is one of those books where no two pages for the most part are the same. And as I go through the planner, I will tell you guys which sticker book I got the stickers from. This is pretty much like a payday sticker page there. These stickers I use to determine or put down when bills are due. Here's some more stickers there. This one has quite a bit of pages. And this one retails for $14.99, and I believe that I got it for half off. Just a heads up. Someone who is an employee at Michael's and also someone who is an employee at Hobby Lobby told me that if you go online and check their websites before you go to the store, most of the time you can find a 40% off or a 50% off coupon. Usually it can only be for one item at a time, but that's pretty cool that you can get a coupon pretty much every week. It pretty much rotates. I think I've only seen 1 week where it was only 30% off, but for the most part you'll see a 40% and a 50% off. So I'm pretty sure that I got 50% off this. I never pretty much pay retail for anything. I did pay retail for this planner though. So the next sticker book is from the Happy Planner. This one only has 6 sheets. This one I got from Hobby Lobby. It retails for $4.99, but I actually got it for $2.99. I believe there was a 40% off coupon that I used. And this one is just a quote book, and I use these quotes on the monthly part of the planner, and then I put one quote in each week as well. And that's the end of that one. The last sticker book, I actually don't have the little plastic that it came in, but this one is the Creative Year Bright Stickers by Recollections, and it retails for $3.99. Again, I'm pretty certain that I got it for 50% off. And this is a sticker book where there's actually 2 sheets that are the same. This one is like a little reminder sheet. Again, another sheet that you can use for reminders, and then there's quotes in the back. The only thing I don't like about this one is who wants to have 2 of the same quotes? Like, I just think that's a little awkward and crazy. But needless to say, those are the sticker books that I have. I'm not going to be one of those people who goes quite crazy with stickers and washi and all of that other stuff. So any other month, you guys will actually see me set up the planner, like the whole thing. But because I was super excited that I was starting to use my planner last month when I purchased it, I just ended up actually already putting all of this stuff in, but I will go through everything with you. So for the most part, anytime there is like some white space, so last month I believe the white space was like up here because September started, I think on a Wednesday or something. So down here I just have what my credit card goal is, My balance currently, the only debt that I have is my credit card and my car loan. And my balance right now is $673.71. And my goal is to have it down to at least $409.92. My overall goal is to pay off at least $1,000 in debt, which the way that I do my finances, I don't do the snowball method of paying off debt. I have my own method, and excuse me, in the next 30 to 60 days, I'll give you all kind of a preview and more in detail breakdown of what I do. But the only reason why my goal is a lot smaller than the $1,000 overall goal, which you see here, is because my taxes are actually due. I filed an extension for 2016, and I think I owe about $1,800 to $2,000 this year. So right now, I'm not sure if I just want to pay the credit card completely off and worry about the taxes, like getting on a payment plan, or what. So hopefully I can pay off $1,000 in debt this month, plus, worry about the taxes and stuff like that. So on the side, every month, this is what I do. I write down how I'm going to do my allocations for the month, and it pretty much stays the same up until last month, I believe. Yeah, so last month I topped off my true emergency fund, and I already have a mini emergency fund as well. So up until then, I was doing a 40-30-30 allocation, where after I hit a certain threshold in the month as far as income goes, 40% stays in my checking as a cushion, 30% goes towards debt, and 30% goes towards savings. So all of my expenses, like groceries, like everything that's not fixed expenses, or like debt payoff and stuff like that, the minimum payments for my debt payoff, everything else has to come out of this 40% period. So I guess you can say that I kind of sort of budget, because everything has to fall in this 40%. But after I completely funded my true emergency fund, I no longer had a need to put the 30% towards savings, because now my total focus is getting out of debt. So since the end of last month, I've been doing a 55-45 allocation, where I keep 55% in my checking as a cushion and 45% goes towards debt. The way that I do my finances, these numbers can change at any point in time, and it won't mess me up, I guess you could say, because of the way I do everything. So my starting balances for the last two debts that I have, I actually started my debt payoff plan in December of last year, like late November, early December of last year. And I started out with 8 debts, and I'm down to the last 2. So the credit card that I have is with Citibank, and the balance is starting out this month at $673.71. BMO Harris is who I have my car loan through, and my balance is $11,329.31. So pretty much on this right side every month, that's what it'll be. Me putting down what my allocations will be for the month and my starting balances of my debts. And then sinking funds, I haven't really determined what sinking funds I want and how much I want to put towards them. I did do a video last month sometime, or maybe even 2 months ago, where I talked about the sinking funds that I think that I want to start. But with my taxes being due this month, it probably again won't be this month that I start everything. I planned at first to start them last month, but with me moving into a new place and moving expenses on all of that good stuff, it just wasn't the month, and it'll probably end up being November, but I'm going to keep that space there just in case I do start them this month. So let me zoom out just a bit. So this quote here, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So this one came from this sticker book, and it says, "Do more, think less." Now, to start off, the very first day of the month, so October 1st is when I made my credit card payment for last month. So even though it's showing in October, this was actually an expense for last month. And I believe I actually ended up paying this September 28th just so I could track my net worth. I track my net worth on a monthly basis. So in order for me to track it correctly, I ended up having to pay it on the 28th of September. But usually, so what I do, I get paid every Friday. And even though I get paid on Friday, it doesn't hit my account until Saturday, which is why you'll always see my extra debt payments happen on a Sunday, because I do it after it clears into my bank. So the only other thing that I had on the first of the month was the rent, but I actually moved in September, and so when I moved in, I had to give them a check for the one day of September that I lived here, and then the whole month of October. And the way that I'm going to end up doing everything, my rent will essentially be paid with the previous month's income, if that makes sense. Even though I get paid every Friday, my biggest check is always the second Friday of the month. So that means that my rent can't come out of this money, if that makes sense. So October's income will actually end up paying for November's rent. And I hope that makes sense, because it makes sense in my head. So these payday stickers here came out of the larger sticker book. And so because there aren't a lot of, let me get to the page. If I actually ended up just getting paid every other week or like twice a month or something like that, I would be able to make this page last. But because I get paid every Friday, I would go through these rather quickly. So I just ended up using 2 of these, and then I went to the very last page of the book, and then I chose 2 stickers that were kind of like the same color as the payday sticker that I was using. So that is why you will see here and here how I have that sticker, and then I just write in payday. So my expenses are pretty basic. I'm not one of those people who has a lot of bills. I just don't really believe in paying for things that I don't necessarily need when it comes to paying on a monthly basis. So the only expenses, now the only thing I don't have in here is like my electricity, my gas, and I think that's all. Oh, electricity, gas, and my internet. And that's only because I don't know the due dates yet. I do know how much my internet will end up being, which is $44.99 plus tax. I don't have cable. I do watch a few shows, but it's not worth me paying for cable every month when I can just find it online for free and use my Apple TV to play it over the TV. I just don't believe in paying for cable when, for the most part, you can find all this stuff online for free. So on the 14th of every month or somewhere around there, I pay MailChimp, and this is just $10 a month. It's just the service that I use to collect emails for my newsletter and different things like that. And I send out a newsletter every Friday when my videos post on YouTube. The other thing that I went through and did was I put my stickers for the extra credit card payments. And again, I'm hoping that this is the last month that I need to pay off my credit card. And I'm really hoping to be completely debt-free by this time next year. So my minimum payment on my Citi card is due every 15th of the month, and my minimum payment is now $20. It started off at $49 when I first got the credit card, but of course over time of me paying down the debt very quickly, my minimum payment has gone down. And even though my minimum payment is due this month, I already know that my extra payments will start here again, because I usually hit my threshold for the month that I was talking about with this payday. So I know that all of my extra debt payments will start happening the Sunday thereafter. So that is why you see credit card payment here and balance. So I write in what the credit card payment is that I made and then the balance thereafter. And you can see how that worked up here. So on the first, which of course, again, like I said, I paid this September 28th, I made a payment of $241.08, and that left me with a balance of $673.71, and that will continue on here, and even once I start to focus on my car note. So October 16th is when the 2016 taxes extension, the taxes are due. I got this urgent sticker from this sticker book. And all of these credit card circles I got from the bigger sticker book. The only other things here So my car insurance I have through Progressive, it's usually 108.17, but it's 107.17 this month. I'm not really sure why it went down $1. I don't really care. And then Maximize Living is the chiropractor that I go to once a week. I have been paying $75.83 for a whole year, and I thought that it was going to continue on at that same price, but I actually just signed a new agreement Tuesday. No, yeah. Was it Tuesday? No, it was Wednesday. So yesterday I signed a new agreement and my monthly payment went down a little bit. So I just crossed those out and put the actual amounts there. And there's another payday again. So the next thing that I have is my Econ membership, and that is $34.95. This is the membership that I have to learn everything about finances. This is another payday here, and I'm actually going to make a video in the future regarding this whole thing, but it is not network marketing related whatsoever. We have another payday here, and then this is my roadside assistance, and I get this for $7.99 per month. And we're almost at the end of the month. BMO Harris is who I have my car loan through. My car loan is $262.53 per month. I believe my car loan balance started off at $17,100. I have a 2013 Volkswagen Passat. I've only been making the regular payments every month since I bought the car, and I purchased the car 2 years ago in July. So it was July of 2015. I'm hoping that my 6-year loan will end up only being about 3 years. I pay about $400 a year in interest. So I'm looking to save that extra $1,200 plus by paying this off a lot quicker. And that's pretty much it. So next month, like I said, you guys will kind of see me set this up. There are a couple of things that I might end up moving around. I don't believe that I talked about this in a video before, but a couple of years ago, I pretty much made it to where all of my regular bills happen after the 15th of the month, because in my prior company, all of my residual paydays, which of course again are my bigger paydays, always happened on the 15th. It wouldn't usually clear into my bank until a couple of days later. And it's been that way. It was like that for my first, 4 years of being in the industry, maybe 3.5 years of being in the industry. So now again, the payday is on the second Friday of the month. So when I did that, that helped out a lot, because now that I'm back living on my own, all of my bills for the most part will be in the beginning of the month. So now all of my bills are pretty spaced out. So I don't really have to worry about, oh, you know, this is coming out of my account and I don't have the money for it yet. I don't have to worry about that because of how I've spaced everything out. If you are someone who ends up setting up your planner and you notice, like maybe you notice that the bulk of your bills are coming out like in 1 week of the month, and you find yourself struggling to make that paycheck work, just call up whoever you have your bills through and ask them to move your due date. If you're somebody who's been paying on time for the most part every time, they have no problem moving their pay date. And if you've had trouble and paying late and different things like that, and you just explain to them like, hey, I'm late all the time because this day does not work for me, they'll usually move the date for you. Why? Because they want their money just as bad as anybody else who you might owe money to. So this is how I have everything set up during the month, and I've shown this in a previous video. But basically on the weekly parts of the planner is where I write down my everyday expenses. When I go grocery shopping, if I go out to eat somewhere, if I buy gas, I always write that in. I write the place, I write how much it is, and then in parentheses, I write, I guess, in my budget, what that would account for. So this has an R for restaurants, a G for gas. The only other thing is, if I go back here, anytime you see a circle, that means that that was a no spend day. If, let's say here, so here is when a bill is due. If I do not spend any extra money on this day, I will circle that day. The other thing that I might plan on doing from here on out, instead of circling the day, is using, I'll try to show it to you guys. So I might end up using, like, say this sticker here. Oh, let me see. Okay, now you can see it. So I might end up using something like this sticker, and I would basically place it at the end of the week. So it will go like long ways here. And then anytime there was a no spend day, I'll just color it in with like a black permanent marker so that it doesn't smear off. And you can use, there's a lot of no spend stickers in here, and I'm somebody who doesn't spend a lot of money anyway. For the most part, I average about I average 10 to 15 no spend days per month for the most part. So having the no spend days is a pretty easy thing for me. So this is my October setup for the month. As far as budgeting goes, again, I don't necessarily budget, but I will go over some of the numbers that I think that I pretty much want to stick to for the month. So again, even though I'm not on like a super strict budget or anything, I still do kind of put out what I would like to not go over for the month as far as spending goes. So for groceries, I try to stay under $250 a month, and it's pretty easy. I usually only spend about maybe $200 a month, just kind of depending on if I decide to be a little bougie and, you know, eat some better foods or different things like that. I'm not a big eater. I'm one of those people, I can drink a couple fruit smoothies, drink me a watermelon juice, and just have one actual like meal per day, like a solid meal. So it's not very hard for me to stay under this number. For restaurants, I try to stay under $100, but it's very easy for me to go over that. I get Chick-fil-A every Wednesday because I don't have a Chick-fil-A anywhere near me. So when I drive out 20 miles to go to the chiropractor, there's a Chick-fil-A right there. And I only spend about $4.50 a week. But my family, I have a huge family. We're always doing stuff together, and one of the things we do is go out to eat. So I go over that a lot of times. Again, I'm not on a strict budget because of the way I do my finances. As long as this stays under the 40% that I allocate for my everyday spending, that's all I care about. Because a lot of times where I go over in one category, I'm significantly under in another one, so it's okay. For personal care and household expenses, I try to stay under $100 a month. For shopping, I try to stay under $100 a month. Last month, I think I was up to like $260 or something crazy. I don't know. I bought a couple of pair of shoes. No, I think one pair of shoes, some other stuff. I bought my dad a Bluetooth speaker for his birthday. Me and my sister split the cost. So, I mean, that was like 80 something dollars within itself. So I definitely went over shopping. Again, I don't really care. I pay about $60 a month for supplements, for black seed oil pills and maca root powder pills. And then gas, I try to stay under $80. I usually only spend like maybe about $40 a month or less. It usually takes me like 2 months to go through a full tank of gas. I'm not even kidding you. I don't really drive very much. And I get about almost 600 miles to a tank in my Volkswagen Passat. So I usually don't spend this much, but I do know that because of a couple of things that I plan to start doing this month, that my gas will go up because I'll be driving a lot more. And so this is a total of $690, which is significantly under my 40% that I keep in my checking. So yeah, I should be good, but this is just how I lay everything out. I know some of you watching, you guys are on my debt elimination plan and my financial plan, so you pretty much do like the allocations the way I do. If you are someone who kind of needs to lay out the budgeting, this is basically what you do. You just take the 40% that you keep in your checking, write out that amount, write out these categories and any other categories that you feel like you need to have. And again, this is just everyday expenses. This is not how much you have like as far as your regular bills and everything, because remember, your threshold accounts for what your regular bills are for the most part. So this is how you do it. Just write everything out, how much you want to spend. Make sure this total amount is less than your 40% you keep in your checking, and you are good to go. So that is my October budget. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. Like this video, share it with anyone you know. And if you are ready, go out and get your own planner and start your own financial plan. I'll see you guys in a couple of days.